This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Well, hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobila. We are in the great state of North Carolina, set to kick off the round here at Quail Hollow. Frank, it is one of the most well-respected courses on tour.
And for good reason, Rich. Great layout. Also, we said hello to Rory McIlroy and Ricky Fowler. They recorded their first ever PGA Tour wins at this very golf course.
Here we are at the first tee on this beautiful day in Charlotte, North Carolina.
418 yards, dogleg to the right. There's some bunkering down the right there, Rich, and fairway does tilt to the right. You don't have to hit driver here. Driver, 3-wood and just a short iron, off to a good start. I'm loving that balance.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Second shot now on the way for Brandt Snedeker. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Birdie chance now for Jordan Spieth. One under early in the round. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Getting set now over the putt. Still playing even for the day after the par. Frank, this is a really fun hole, a pretty short par 3 downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one, but when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise. In the direction of the sand.
It looks like it. Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but that one right in the middle.
And Snedeker has that unusual pop stroke, but it is very effective. Let's see how he does here with this putt. Good effort and a good par putt. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line, it's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
Frank, this one is right and is wrong. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. Steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long. It's Spieth now for par. To -2 early in the round. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Did the job right there. Frank, this is a muscular par 4 here at just under 490 yards, the 4th at Quail Hollow. A difficult proposition.
It is, but fortunately that tee shot plays a little downhill. But one of the difficulties with the tee shot is the fairway kicks from right to left. So it needs a good one to keep it on the fairway, and another green that has 3 different levels.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. Headed for the bunker? Well, a bit unfortunate. In the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker plays like.
And setting up here in the rough. Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par.
Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
So in the bunker, getting set to play the fifth shot. Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Locked in on the read and the speed. Not his best stuff right there. Snedeker has this, and you hate to say it, for double.
You know they say you have to keep a level head?
Must you?
Well, what do you do when it's about to fall off?
Just a little tap in here. So with that, the score is now at even par. Here we are at the par 5 fifth. It's 570 yards. Frank, this should be reachable for most players, don't you think?
Yeah, if you hit a good tee shot, especially with the draw, it will be. But the hardest part of this is judging that kick on the fairway that kicks the ball to the right. And it sort of turns at that awkward area at where the top of your tee shot range. That's where that dog leg is.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot from the rough, it's on the way.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Has the putt, and now at -1. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2. Frank, this is where you know that players like Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy are playing a different game than guys like me. They step up to this 250-yard par 3 and they might hit a 5-iron. It is a little downhill, but they might be with a middle iron where a lot of us would be with a driver.
Well, you see the advantage of that power on this very hole, not just because of the length they got to hit it, but the green they're heading into. This green slopes off in both directions, right and left, so you have to land that ball in the middle of the green. So yeah, it's a big advantage if you can go at this hole with like a 5-iron.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here.
Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
Not too
That's
bad.
not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. And he's made the green. Snedeker to get out of here with a bogey. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
This would give him the par. That's 1 under on the day. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Finally in for a double bogey. Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6 and a 7 and an 8 or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Not an especially great round heading to the finishing stretch here, Frank.
Well, that's sometimes where you do have a cursory look at the scorecard, Rich. If there's a couple of par 5s ahead, knuckle down. Really got to play the easier holes well, especially in these conditions.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Getting set for another approach, our featured golfer really looks dialed in at this point.
Yeah, right now this is a great feeling to have as a golfer. Your swing's good, the timing, it's almost like it's just completely natural. You don't have to think. The swing is exactly where you want it to be. So really you're just looking at the flag in front of you.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage for you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. Brandt for his par. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 4th hole seems to have really put him off his game. Well, not going to make par here. He needs this to only give up 1. Clean this up with a tap. Drops not 1 but 2 shots with that double bogey. Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk. Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Second shot now on the way for Brandt Snedeker. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. This is a birdie try for Snedeker. Not too much and not too little. Perfectly played into the center of the cup.
Even par currently.
So our featured player will lose a shot. The question is, has the player lost their way completely? Well, Frank, what do you think of the 9th hole here at Quail Hollow?
Oh, I think it's a beauty, Rich. One of those long, nice drawing tee shots. 500 yards is a par 4. You have to hit a good drive down there. The fairway doesn't camber that much. Hole does dogleg to the left. Big advantage for a big tee shot here. See that bit where they mow? That's fairway. Try and get it in there.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
Frank, this is an important approach shot because our featured player was really good early, a little bit shaky of late. This is a point in time where you need to get it back.
Yeah, you almost need to stop. Just stand still for a second. Almost just flush it out, because at the moment you're starting to look right and left at the trouble. Let's get back to what worked. Let's start looking where we want the ball to go, where the flag is, and start going there.
Settles in over the putt. One over for the day. Brandt Snedeker for par. Good roll, solid. That's a par. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Here we are on the back nine now at Quail Hollow, and a good scoring opportunity to kick off the inward nine.
It is, Rich. It's sort of reminiscent of the 10th hole at Valhalla. Remember the challenge, or should I say the charge, that Rory McIlroy started that in that very hole when he made eagle. It's the same opportunity here. Reachable par 5, just under 600 yards, but you really could get off to a great start.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left. And he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
Good lie in the fairway, and a good chance to make something happen here. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work. Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, that just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown. Now a chance for a birdie. Back to par for the round. Frank, on this backside at Quail Hollow, a player does have a good chance to get off to a good start with that par 5 10th and now relatively short par 4 11th, where a player with a good drive could stick a short iron in their hands.
Yeah, this is one you're going to have to make a decision. You can just play this as a straightforward dogleg left par 4 and hit a 3-wood or a long iron up there and 9-iron or something like that into the green. Or, if you want to, you can try and blast a drive around the corner. I don't know if that's the more prudent play, but it's fun. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there. Second shot.
Look out left.
And there's rough over there.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Early part of this second 9 and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Snedeker for par. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful roll.
It's no snack though. Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but that one right in the middle.
Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favour a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus it's yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Frank, we always say about Quail Hollow, you have to play with a clear head. You have to be thinking your way around this golf course. So what's the right thought process on this second shot?
Keep the ball in the right section. That front portion there, you can't afford to go long when the flag's there. Conversely, when the flag's in the back, you can't afford to be putting up and over that ridge. So you've got to be flying that ball all the way back there.
He'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
The swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. And getting ready for the putt. How did that stay out, Frank?
Did everything but go in.
Jordan Spieth for par. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Going to have to regroup now after that double bogey. Now to the par 3, 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle. Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
No, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3. Really, this is that awkward length.
Wow, I thought he made that. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey, drop shot here at the 13th. Not a gimme, but well within his range. And with that, 1 under par. So, Frank, that's a bogey, and you see something with the body language here?
Yeah, I think we noticed that back there with that double bogey, Rich. Since then, it's almost like doubts crept in, a little bit of uncertainty. That is the beauty of this game at times, but really, if you want to be a champion, that's one thing that you have to change. Somehow, you've got to forget what's just happened. We haven't seen that yet.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
And it is not looking like a good lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. He'll need to be strong with this. Getting set now over the putt. Oh, hello there. Really nice putt. Spieth settles in over his birdie putt. Good score going, now at 2 under par. We're now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5-iron on his way to making eagle, his first PGA Tour win. That came back in 2010.
And the opportunity exists again here. Under 600 yards, plays downhill off the tee. Those 2 bunkers on the right are perfectly situated. That second one about 310 yards to it. So something straight at that one with a little draw will set up that mid-iron or long iron that has to be hit very high and uphill.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
That's an absolute beauty.
Now the second shot to the par 5. Headed for the bunker? Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, not where he wants to be, but not out of the hole here at the par 5.
No, but Rich, to drop a shot here would really set him backwards.
In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
So in the first cut here, it could be worse. Snedeker for par. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Settles in over the putt. Has it going, 3 under for the round. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, how about this approach shot to the 16th, the beginning of the Green Mile?
There is no other option but the aerial attack here at 16. Front bunker means it has to be carried. The one on the right really isn't in play. But that little hollow in that left front of the green, you've got to fly the ball at least 7 or 8 yards onto this putting surface.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. This, the second shot here at the par 4.
Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. Frank, chip shot here from just on the fringe. You like to hit this the way you would a putt?
Yeah, I normally take a club that's going to land just on the flat surface of the green, then run from there. Often people take too much loft.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a good lag putt there, Frank.
Yeah, the whole idea of a lag putt, sometimes you build a 3 or a 4 foot circle. Just try and get it inside that. Good putt.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Oh, now that is going to hurt.
Not going so well for him. He has this for bogey. So a drop shot. Seven over for the day. Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Frank, I hate to go negative, but let's clear a few things up. The penalties when you hit it in the water versus hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah, some people, that's a good question, Rich, because some people think they're almost the same, but when you hit it out of bounds, you're actually losing a stroke and a distance. For example, if I'm teeing off on a par 4 and I hit it out of bounds, I'm penalised a stroke for hitting it out of bounds, and I'm hitting my third shot off the tee. When I hit it into a water hazard, I don't have to lose all of that distance. I can drop the ball up just short of the water hazard. So the distance penalty isn't the same as if it was out of bounds.
Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, what happened there, Frank? For Snedeker, this is for par. That's how you keep a round going. Make them from that distance. So a tester from 4 feet. So with that, the score is now at even par. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole, completely...
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Now playing the second here at the par 4. Down, little Sheba. Down!
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. Good swing, good shot yet again. Just inside about 15 feet from the hole. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So close. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. This for what would be a disappointing bogey for Brandt. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly.
Even par currently.
One over for the day. That'll wrap it up from here in the tower at Quail Hollow. I'm Rich Lerner. For Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, thank you for playing along, and we'll see you next time.